It's a bit scary, to be honest. HSV, both types, are not included in regular tests, and HPV is never tested on men. This is a good way to catch either one of those from services like this. Hey, I'm Chase, a Perth-based bodyworker for women and couples specialising in sensual and kind of massage, coming all over East in June and July. So, testing, STIs, fun conversation. Thanks for the comment and your concerns. There is a lot of fear around STIs, especially ones like these that you can never get rid of. But let's look at the stats. So, HSV, 1 or 2. 90% of the population has 1. I think it's 1 in 6 men and 1 in 4 women have HSV 2. So that's already a huge population. And the other one there is, I think I read 85% of the population already has it, HPV. And so when you've got something that's so prevalent in the community, you know, it's more common to catch, right? Not always necessarily. Most people catch these kind of things actually when they're children, when they're in daycare, sharing bottles, many different things. And of course you can catch these things through intimacy, through, you know, these kinds of experiences. But, you know, a huge population has them. And I'm not letting that say that makes that okay to have this kind of service. But what I'm trying to say is if you go out through your life never having any experience because of a fear of potentially catching something that you probably already have, then that's not really living life. And of course, yes, this is a risk for me. And one thing I do know about myself is I have a very strong immune system. I've never had any kind of outbreak, oral or anything around things like this. Like, you know, HSV is, you know, herpes is dormant into your nervous system until your, you know, immune system crashes when you're an elderly person or when you're younger or when you first catch it. You have these outbreaks and you have this thing called shredding, which is like a way that you can't see any cold sores yet, but you are still able to infect other people. Now there is some suppression, there is medication out there that can help with this kind of thing, that helps those outbreaks become less of an outbreak and less chance of shredding. So then you can have less chance of being able to give that to someone. I know that I don't have any shredding or haven't had any major cold sores or anything that means that I have that at all. But I think your immune system is definitely a really important part of it. I'm not an expert when it comes to STIs. I do know general overall kind of things and what to sort of look for. But I know there is a lot of fear. And, you know, if this kind of person left the comment is very fearful of potentially catching that from maybe someone in this industry, don't book. That is totally fine. There's a lot of other people that will book, that will have this kind of experience. Yeah, there is risk. There's risk going to a club and kissing someone. There's risk holding hands if you both had small cuts. You know, there's lots of risks in life. And if you just avoid everything in the world for potential risk of harm, you know, crossing the road or catching a flight or... Yeah, I'm not trying to say that, you know, you shouldn't be cautious. You should be cautious, and you should be able to, you know, communicate with a provider and ask them if they have been tested for these things, because HSV, you can go and get a blood test, but it's not a, it can be false positives and it can be false negatives, depends on the blood samples, because basically they test this body that comes through as to suppress any potential outbreaks, and if that is detected, that means that you have it. But it's a really tricky thing, because the only way you can really test for HSV is an actual swab with an outbreak to actually guarantee it. Anyway, this is a conversation you talk about for ages, and there's a lot more people that would know a lot more in-depth information out there. But yeah, otherwise, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Otherwise, leave a comment, like, tag, share, follow, favorite, repost, mention is another one, to support this kind of channel and this kind of industry for women in Australia. Otherwise, till the next video, I'm Chase, and ciao.